Now let's look at this exercise. You are supposed to make a good paragraph out of these scrambled sentences using hints in the cohesive ties. You are also given the topic of this paragraph, that is the student center, more than just a cafeteria. What we need to do first is to find a logical introductory sentence. It should in a way reflect the topic. And if we scan these sentences, we see that in sentence E, we're describing eating at the student center is a pleasant experience and it has other benefits than the meal. This is a good introductory sentence which reflects the topic. We can say that E is number 1. Then we can assume that the writer is making a series of arguments and have some supporting evidence for these arguments. Arguments can easily be introduced by words such as first, second, and finally. Logically enough, first will go first, G will be number 2. And in this sentence, we talk about the food. First, the food is excellent. So now we need to scan the sentences and find a sentence that talks about food or where there is a pronoun which can be connected to food. And we can see that, for example, in B, we talk about it is well prepared, it tastes delicious. This clearly deals with food, and the pronoun it can easily point to food. So we can assume that B is 3. Well, a good paragraph should provide some supporting evidence for this. And in order to connect the first claim to the supporting evidence, we need some cohesive ties. And there are at least 3 good candidates here: even, however, and moreover. If we look at these 3 sentences, we see that in sentence J, we still talk about food. Each person serves him or himself. So we can assume that J is number 4. Now we have talked about food and we supported the claim with two arguments. We can move to the second point. The environment in the student center is both social and study friendly. Again, we need to scan the sentences to see if there are any which talk about social activities or social life. And indeed, in H, many happy young people are talking and laughing. H will be number 6. We again need to connect some more evidence to this argument. So we look to the sentences starting with even and however, and look if there is anything which would support the claim about study-friendly place. And in sentence I, it's possible to study and do homework. So I will logically be 7. Then we move to the final claim or final argument in K. Finally, there are many friendly people at the student center. So we look for something which would be connectable with friendly people. In sentence F, it states strangers say hi, so we can assume that that could be number 9 in the list. Now we don't have that many sentences to choose from, so it gets easier. When that happens, that meaning when strangers say hi, practicing English and friendships often follow. This will be sentence number 10. And the last one has a nice summary. For these reasons, it is nice to go to the student center cafeteria once in a while to enjoy the eating, studying, and talking with new people. This will be the last 11th sentence. We can see that here we have summary for these reasons, or we can say to sum up, and then we state the arguments which were already mentioned: eating, studying, and talking with new people. If you find this difficult, don't worry. It's usually easier to structure your own paragraph than to organize someone else's paragraphs. But what you should remember is to use the cohesive ties to lead your reader. If you name different arguments, you can use first, second, third, and so on. If you provide supporting evidence for your arguments, you can use cohesive ties such as however, if you're contrasting something, moreover, if you're adding something, and so on.